Most organizations, if not today, in the very near future, are going to have to think about their global strategy and how to continue to expand. Why do companies need to build global teams?
That's a good one. I think starting with why is critical. It's a question that I think sometimes teams or leaders are uncomfortable with sitting on for a little while. And you really have to think it through deeply because there's not actually one right answer. There's sort of multiple answers and approaches you can take there. So giving sort of thinking in frameworks a little bit, sometimes teams need to understand maybe there's an opportunity to reduce costs as an organization. Also, there's talent availability that teams often need to think through. So maybe there's a scarcity of talent in any given market, a market that you're in, and you know that there's more talent in another market. India is a really great example. We hear a lot of tech talent coming out of India. If you look at the data, it'll show you the United States, as an example, graduates anywhere, about 500,000 STEM students a year.
Sure.
India is graduating 2.5 to 5 million STEM students a year, right? So you're looking at anywhere from 5 to 10 times that amount. So you're looking at talent availability play there. Oftentimes, also, you might be looking at a model where people want to follow the sun. We want to service our customers 24/7. You can't do that from one location necessarily unless you're running multiple shifts. So sometimes you might look to globalize teams and say, well, if we have a team, as an example, in the US, a team in India, a team in multiple locations across the globe, maybe the Philippines, you can really support your customers better in a way that's going to be beneficial to your organization. I think the critical part, though, is thinking through those and figuring out how it links to your strategy, right? It all has to tie up. So usually companies have different strategies, but generally when you think about a strategy, it has a few main components across most companies, right? You have some sort of investor or shareholder return that you're looking to generate. You have some sort of commitment or experience you want for customers and for your colleagues. You also have financial goals. Sometimes you also have community-oriented goals. So if you're thinking about the reasons to sort of globalize a team or go global, you really have to think about how it anchors up to your strategy. Now, if you can answer the question, I would advise maybe you don't, and you figure out, what you're actually trying to accomplish, because sitting on that question for a moment and getting clarity there is going to really help you with everything downstream, and you're going to make better decisions as you go down the path of actually trying to globalize than you would if you were sort of guessing out of the gate.
I think what's exciting too is what used to be reserved as for the enterprise space is now SME, small market, mid-market.
Yes.
Organizations today can expand globally. Remote work from home has opened up a ton of opportunities for companies to think about opening new markets, servicing customers in different ways, and expanding their product reach as well.
Yeah.
So it is definitely, I think, an opportunity. And I think most organizations, if not today, in the very near future, are going to have to think about their global strategy and how to continue to expand.
I completely agree. I think the exciting thing is I often think about sort of like leveling the playing field for small and mid-sized businesses, right? So historically, like you're saying, used to be reserved for these large, enterprise players. And so if you think about sort of the EOR space, the PEO space, right, you're starting to level the playing field for small and mid-sized businesses and attract the talent that, these companies also need to be successful and to service their customers. So no longer really at a disadvantage if you're working with the right partners and leveraging the right tools.